May we now request our Honorable Chief Guest, Shri Anil Baijal, the Lieutenant Governor of Delhi, to kindly deliver the convocation address.
Mr. Chancellor, distinguished members of the University management present on the dais, Ms. Monique Babu, Executive Secretary UNCCD, Excellencies, faculty members and dear students. At the outset, let me thank you for giving me this opportunity to be in your midst today, an important, possibly the most important day in your lives. Please accept my greetings and best wishes on the 10th Convocation of the TERI University. In my view, albeit an outsider's view, the incubation of this university by its parent, the Energy Research Institute, has been an extremely brilliant and successful idea. I am given to understand this symbiotic relationship has led to a win-win model of growth through collaborative research programs, joint studies, and mutual support for seminars, symposia, and conferences, etc. I am happy to note that the mission of this university is to create knowledge and capacity in various areas of sustainable development. A laudable objective in this age and time when the world is facing serious challenges to sustainable development, which mainly are poverty and exclusion, unemployment, climate change, conflict and humanitarian aid, and building peaceful and inclusive societies. It is gratifying to note that TERI University has academic collaborations with select foreign universities, which provide for joint research and curriculum development, as well as faculty and student exchanges. My compliments to the management, teaching staff and students of the university for getting A grade accreditation from the National Assessment and Accreditation Council of India, for incorporating new and innovative elements in education. When I received your invite to be a part of today's ceremony, I was tempted to talk to you about a possible comprehensive strategy for sustainable urbanization in India, a subject matter of my comfort zone that would have been closer to your area of work also. But on second thought, I decided to share with you what I have learned from the classroom of life, which you may like to hear and ponder over as you move on in your journey forward. So the first piece of advice I would like to give you, young friends, is to spend your time working on whatever you are passionate about in life. I think words almost spoken by your Vice Chancellor. If your degree was focused upon one particular area, don't let that stop you from moving in another direction. There's a huge marketplace full of opportunities waiting for you. You just have to grab one that interests you. Every job, every profession, my friends, has its own challenges, risks, and rewards. This I say based on lifelong experiences of people like me and your Chancellor, Mr. Ashok Chawla, who have had the opportunity of handling various multifarious jobs in our respective careers, ranging from revenue administration to taxation to aviation to media policy formulation and what have you. You may even decide to take a break and consider your options. I would urge you to travel, take on new experiences and draw upon those when it comes to making the decisions that will shape your future. Enormous amount of business ideas people pick up from traveling the world. Equally, if you spot an opportunity early on and are really excited by it, throw yourself into it with everything you have got. Be ambitious. There probably won't be another time in your life when you have such freedom of opportunity. Grasp it with both hands. If you can't find an opening that fits what you want to do, why not try to create one yourself? Something I would like to share with you in this context, my friend, is that education doesn't take place only in stuffy classrooms and university buildings alone. It can happen everywhere, every day, to every person. One of extremely seasoned ministers told me in the formative years of my life that knowledge comes not just from academic institutions, but equally, if not more, from the classroom of life. Your generation is indeed accomplished and truly blessed, thanks to the earth-shaking advancements in technology. So we are now communicating like never before, across borders, time zones, on platforms, devices, computers, tablets, phones, apps, games, what have you, communicating 24/7, wired and wirelessly, talking, texting, tweeting, trending, friending, to the other side of the room and other side of the planet. All this is happening and much more. In this fast-paced, technology-driven world, you are raring to go out into the real world to get a job and transform the world. I do realize that. I can also empathize with that, because when I close my eyes, it feels like just yesterday when I sat there where you are, and I remember exactly how I felt. I tell you all this because I know right now everybody is asking you the same questions. What are you going to do after your studies? Do you have a job? What will you do? Where will you be working? How much are they paying? Where are you going? Where will you be living? And here you are, sitting there ready to hit the fast forward button and find out yourselves the answers. But today I would like to give you a contrarian but simple advice. Before you go out and press that fast forward button, have some patience and courage to first press the pause button. Pause allows you to think and introspect. I know everybody else is rushing around telling a lunatic out there, like a lunatic out there, but I am advising you to do exactly the opposite. For our generation, there were parents to push that pause button if it became necessary. In my own case, for instance, after graduation, I was selected as a management trainee in a reasonably good company of our time, based out of Calcutta. When I went to my parents to seek their blessings, I was reprimanded and advised to prepare for the civil services exam. This was the pause button for me, which changed the entire course of life. You have to do this yourself now. That's the difference. And mind you, what I am telling you is nothing new. Jesus fasted for 40 days and nights in the desert. Buddha, Gandhi, Mother Teresa, the greatest and the wisest, have often stopped and withdrawn from active life to journey within themselves. The wisdom they garnered there and shared with us, has impacted the world. So what I am saying is, remember to pause and reflect before you sign on with someone or some organization whose work you don't admire and respect. Who you work for is as important as what you do. Another issue of modern times that I do not fail to point out in such gathering of young audiences is the growing distance in the relationship between the youth and the elderly. They both tend to see each other in some sort of a negative light. I am on the other side. I am now the elderly. They both tend to see each other in some sort of a negative light. Elderly seem to be more critical of the young, and the youth tend to just ignore the older generation. Maybe it's just a perception, or maybe it's a hyperbole, but this hefty void between the two has caused the generational gap, which is basically due to differences in attitudes between people of different age groups. With both sides having so much to offer, it is important that we use each other as resources to create a culture of perspective, tolerance, and understanding. In this current age, where information is so readily accessible in books and over the internet, the younger generation assumes that they can learn everything there is to know about life from the web. Yet, some of the finest and most treasured lessons in life do not come from disposable objects, rather from people in your life. Information is helpful, but the understanding of it is transformative, and that takes time. While you can learn how to be an entrepreneur and plan a business from books and online research, the elderly are able to explain how to pick yourself up if a project fails and how to move ahead regardless of drawbacks or shortcomings. On the contrary, the youth energize elders, bringing them a positive spirit while alleviating any feeling of isolation. Recent research suggests that through social interactions alone, the youth can pass on some vigor to the elderly, improving the older generation's cognitive abilities, vascular health, and even increasing their lifespan. Remember, everyone has something to offer and learn despite the difference in age. Every day, people have the opportunity to be a teacher and opportunity to be a student. Having younger friends connects people to where they have been, while elderly friends connect individuals to where they are going. In conclusion, I would once again like to congratulate the outstanding achievers, wish you all the very best in your lives, and thank the management for providing this opportunity to me to be able to connect with this wonderful gathering. God bless you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for those enlightening words. Our graduates